Hey everybody, it's Crystal here with the AJ team and
Alan Johnson with the AJ team.
fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We just want to talk about a couple of cool things that are happening in Prince William County.
Yeah, my shirt.
He's repping his set.
So look, I made this shirt, right?
Good.
And it's funny, man. I either get one of two reactions. Where'd you get that? I want one, or someone's like, "You're corny."
This guy.
Hey, man, I rep my hometown. I've been here, what, almost like 25 years now?
At least
Yes.
25 years
Selling
ago.
real estate here 25 years. So Prince William County's been good to me, man. I raised my kids here. Wife and I have only owned real estate that we own real estate other places, but have lived in this county.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that being said, we like to make sure we're up on top of all things Prince William County. And I know that a lot of you have been seeing the construction happening on Prince William Parkway in Minnieville, and we want to make sure that you have a proper introduction to the Quartz District. So, yes, the Quartz District is a master plan, basically community where it's going to be about lifestyle. So, lots of restaurants, shops, things that are walkable. They're changing that intersection so that it is walkable and there's not as much thoroughfare coming through there by making a flyover. So it's going to be the place to be over the next couple of years. So we want to make sure you all know exactly what is happening over there. So, Alan,
Yep.
you had an opportunity to go with some clients
Yep.
and visit the Quartz District this weekend.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about what you learned.
Yeah, so quick update. So there are going to be 1,000 residential properties that are over there, right? Right now, Stanley Martin has 500 of them. They are likely to be the builder that's going to end up getting the other 500.
Mhm.
But this is going to be a long process, right? Right now, we had like two appointments, almost three appointments over there, and people were coming in and out. They wanted like appointments, but you can only get appointment. You can only get information by getting an appointment. So
Mhm.
that's first and foremost. If you're interested in getting more information, reach out to us. We have talked to all the sales reps by now, and we can get an appointment so you can go in and talk. And the appointments don't have to be I'm going to buy. It could be an informational appointment, and they
Mhm.
understand that. So out of the 500 lots that Stanley Martin's going to be building over the coming years, right now, I think they said they had about 40 of them that are currently under contract.
Yep.
Um, they're selling at a pretty good clip, but there's still going to be opportunities. You don't have to feel like you have to rush to make a decision to get in on the course if you're thinking about purchasing. You got some time and we can kind of take you through that process.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple things to note that there's only going to be two types of properties that selling there, condos and townhomes. There will not be any single family homes. So just keep that in mind. So this is a community that is going to be very close knit in terms of, your proximity to neighbors. But it's one of those things where you'll have a little less maintenance, right? You'll have the ability to walk to shopping and stores, as I mentioned before. So it is going to be a very convenient lifestyle community.
Yep. And there are a lot of people who've asked about downsizing. Like, is this a place we could downsize? You can downsize as long as you're comfortable with some steps. There are no main level living options over there. They have one townhouse that has a full bathroom option, but it's not the largest bedroom in the house. And you still have to go upstairs for your kitchen, your living
Yeah.
room, and your other bedrooms, etc. So those people who don't want to have steps, Quartz is likely not going to be the place for you. But we got some active adults who are comfortable with one level of steps, and
Yeah.
then they have a couple of condos that might be a good option for you.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So let's start with the pricing. Can we start there?
Yeah,
All
let's go
right.
ahead.
So pricing, condos are ranging somewhere around the high fours to low fives. And townhomes are ranging somewhere between six and 800,000, depending on what you get. The 800,000 gets you a townhome with a two-car garage, a fourth level up top. And here's the key with Stanley Martin. We live in a Stanley Martin home right
We
now.
do.
And Stanley Martin is being really smart about how they are selling their homes. Everything is spec'd out. So can you explain to everyone what that means when I say everything is spec'd out?
Yep. So Stanley Martin has already made design decisions for these properties. So what that means is that you'll have very limited ability to make any changes to any of the planned designs to include flooring and cabinetry and even your hardware for your kitchen cabinet. So they'll give you two options to choose from, and you have to choose one of those two. So the way they do that is twofold. One, it does save the consumer. So when they are having and buying massive amounts of supplies from their distributor, it is makes that price to be able to pass down to the consumer to save that money. And then secondarily, it's for efficiency purposes, right? If you ever lived in a Stanley Martin community, if you got a home built here, you'll know that they build quickly. Part of that is because they are very much about limiting the options, not in a necessarily negative way, but in a way that makes things move a lot quickly. Like our single family house that we built here, it technically was built and finished within 4 to 5 months, which is pretty quick for a home of this size. So they definitely believe in efficiency. So they definitely want to make sure that they give you the options that allow them to move with that level of efficiency.
Yeah. A couple of other updates. They do not have models on site, right? So you have to go out to Innovation, which is, if you know, the best university in Virginia is George Mason.
Go
That's
Patriots.
right. That's right. The basketball team's looking good this year. So you have to go out to Innovation, to look at their models. I think they have four of the five models that you can purchase out at Innovation. It's not far. It literally is like right beside the George Mason campus. And if you guys want to schedule an appointment to go out there and look at any models, reach out to us. We can go out and kind of walk them with you. We've been through all of them, and we have videos. So if you just wanted to do a quick video tour, we've got those. Let us know. Um, and then the other thing is, it is a planned community. So if you have a townhome, you're going to have an HOA, right, fee. And if you have a condo, you're going to have an HOA and a condo fee. And for those condos, it's roughly $450, and they are going to have some amenities there. So they're going to have a pool. I did ask the sales rep if they're going to have a exercise facility. She said she did not know yet. And that brings us to the next thing. Like,
Mhm.
there are some unknowns about the Quartz District. We do know that Whole Foods is going to be there.
Yes.
We do know that Wawa has signed a master lease there. We are hearing some grumblings
Mhm.
about Great American restaurant chains, so your Mike's, your Coastal Flats. But I have talked to some people in the know, and that is not signed yet.
Yeah.
It's probable, but it's not signed yet. So,
Mhm.
those are some things. If some of those things are like non-negotiables for you, then we need to kind of wait until we get a little bit more concrete and clarity and sign leases
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we get you out there. But I wanted to tell you, like, a lot of the commercial stuff is still fluid right now. They
Yeah.
don't know who's going to be there. So if you're making choices based off of that, just you may want to give it a little time to figure out. And you're going to have time because they got 1,000 homes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I want to give a little clarity because if you go online and look it up, it says that GAR is coming. But
Yeah.
I've talked to someone who makes those decisions over there, and that's not entirely true yet.
Not yet. So the point is, just don't rush. If you know that those are the things, as Alan mentioned, that you really want, those are your must-haves on your list, just don't rush just yet. It's all going to come into fruition sooner rather than later, hopefully. But you have time. We definitely have time. This community will take quite a number of years to complete.
Yeah, yeah. And the Whole Foods is coming, right?
Yeah.
So we do know that now, and I like Whole Foods. I like their hot bar.
He loves Whole Foods.
All right. Other question that we get from a lot of people is across the street, over behind like the trailer park where they've cleared out that area.
Yep.
So a lot of people think that Quartz is going to be over there too. It's not going to be over there, right? The reason why they're clearing that area out is because they need a detour as they start to work on the intersection
Hmm.
between Prince William County Parkway and Minnieville. They need a detour to be able to get those cars through. So they're clearing that land so they can actually have car detours that can go through there as they start to work on that interchange.
Yeah, and that's something that I did not know. So that's something that we learned as we visited the community. I actually was under the impression that the homes would be on both sides of the street. So that is a new fact that is helpful
Right.
probably for most of you out there.
Right. So this is information that's coming from the sales rep, right?
Hmm.
And just keep in mind, sales reps will tell you what you want to hear sometimes, right? And sometimes they'll say it based off of like things they think instead of things they actually know, or things they were told instead
Hmm.
of things that they know. And we've been in sales offices
Hmm.
recently,
Yeah.
where sales reps will say one thing and sometimes is what they heard, but is not. the reality.
Yeah, hasn't been confirmed yet, right? And now I'll give you an example. Even a neighborhood that we moved into when we first went into contract here, there was a discrepancy as related to schools and zoning, right? And then that changed after we were under contract. So there are just some things where people are told, or there's some assumptions that are made that sometimes aren't concrete. So, just keep in mind that you can reach back out to us, ask questions if there's something that doesn't seem clear, and we can get you the factual information. So that way you're making your decisions based upon facts. Okay.
Right. All right. Let's go through a couple other things. If
Yep.
you are looking to purchase a property and you are an owner-occupied resident, meaning that you are going to go live in the property, you're not an investor,
Mhm.
5% deposit of sales price
Mhm.
is the requirement when you sign off on your actual contract to go on your contract. And if you are an investor, and they are allowing investors in the courts, and the rules that they have right now are only two investors per building,
Yep.
right? You will have to put down 20% of the purchase price if you are looking to invest over at the courts.
Mhm.
All right. Um,
Yeah, we also got some calls and just, speaking of the investors,
mhm,
from individuals who were interested in commercial and investing in the commercial properties that will be coming to that location. That information is still pending. So as we get additional information in regards to opportunities to invest in some of the commercial spaces and retail spaces that will be coming, we will certainly let you know.
right. They do have some really good builder incentives. Right. I think at the opening, they were doing 15,000 off of sales price.
Hmm.
They have scaled that back. I believe right now, as of this recording, they're at 12,500 off of sales price.
Hmm.
And then after they get through a certain amount of homes, that'll scale back to 10,000 per sales price, off of sales price. And then they get if you go through their lender,
Hmm.
it's a pretty significant amount of money that they'll give for you for your closing costs.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put that number out there because that is subject to change as well. And even the numbers I just told you are subject to change.
Hmm.
Really, these builders, the way they do it is they give the incentives based off of the demand, right? So
Hmm.
if you see the demand start to wane, then they'll start to level up those incentives. In the
Hmm.
beginning, they want to get more people under contract. They'll start to give more incentives, right? So,
Hmm.
just some things to think about. What else you want to cover?
Well, the other question that we get a lot is like, well, how long is it going to take for like this Whole Foods to actually show up, or some of these other retail places like Wawa and some restaurants and and any of the other like beauty bars and stuff of that nature? Like,
Mhm,
how long does it take for those things to get into place?
mhm,
And the truth is that we don't know. However, we do know it will take time, right? So anytime that they're building larger commercial type of scale properties, which we have not seen the building come up for Whole Foods just yet. We know it's going to be pretty large. It's going to take some time. So, my best guess will be anywhere from 18 months to about 3 years, right? Those things take a lot of infrastructure, so it takes time for those to be built.
yeah, yeah. All right, so that is a good overview of quartz. All right, so we're going to do some follow-up videos. Number one, we got some people that are thinking about investing in the quartz residentially. We'll go over some things, talk about that. We got some people who've asked us about downsizing. Is this a smart area? We'll do a
Hmm.
video about that. And then first-time home buyers. We're getting
Hmm.
quite a few first-time home buyers are like, hey, should I buy in the quartz? And we'll do a follow-up video for that. But what we wanted to do here is just give you a good overview, and then we can always do a follow-up appointment with you. And here's the key. Do not go out to the sales office without calling us first and having someone from the AJ team go with you, right? It is always in your best interest to have an advocate. As you start to think about purchasing a new home, keep in
Yep.
mind the sales reps work for the builder. They don't
Mhm.
work for you. So there are
Yep.
questions and things that obviously we told you things change that we want to make sure we cover for you, right? To make sure you make a smart decision with your real estate here, specifically in Prince William County.
That's right. So you have the dream.
We have the address.